How does a son steal a kingdom from his own father? In 2 Samuel 15, the quiet tension inside David's house turns into full-scale rebellion. After being restored to Jerusalem, Absalom did not wait idly. He positioned himself strategically. He acquired a chariot, horses, and 50 men to run ahead of him, a public display of power and prestige. Every morning, he stood beside the road leading to the city gate where people came to seek justice from the king. When someone arrived with a case, Absalom would ask where they were from and what their dispute was. Then he would say, "Your claims are valid and proper, but there is no representative of the king to hear you." He would add, "If only I were appointed judge in the land. Then everyone who has a complaint could come to me, and I would see that they receive justice." When people approached him, he did not allow them to bow. Instead, he reached out, embraced them, and kissed them. So Absalom stole the hearts of the people of Israel. After 4 years, Absalom went to David and asked permission to go to Hebron to fulfill a vow he had supposedly made to the Lord. David gave him his blessing, but it was not worship Absalom intended. From Hebron, the city where David himself had once been crowned king, Absalom sent secret messengers throughout Israel saying, "When you hear the sound of the trumpet, then say, 'Absalom is king in Hebron.'" 200 men from Jerusalem accompanied him, unaware of the conspiracy. Absalom also summoned Ahithophel the Gilonite, David's counselor, from his hometown. The conspiracy grew strong, and the people rallied to Absalom. A messenger came to David with the devastating news: "The hearts of the people of Israel are with Absalom." David acted quickly. He told his servants in Jerusalem to flee, or Absalom would overtake them. The king and his household left the city on foot. They crossed the Kidron Valley and headed toward the wilderness. As David ascended the Mount of Olives, he wept. His head was covered and he walked barefoot, a sign of grief and humiliation. All the people with him covered their heads and wept as they went. David learned that Ahithophel had joined Absalom. He prayed, "Lord, turn Ahithophel's counsel into foolishness." On the way, David met Ittai the Gittite, a foreigner who had recently come to serve him. David told him to return and stay with the new king. But Ittai replied with loyalty, "Wherever my lord the king goes, whether to live or to die, there will your servant be." David allowed him to continue. Zadok and Abiathar the priests brought the ark of God with them, but David told them to return it to the city. "If I find favor in the Lord's eyes, he will bring me back. But if he says, 'I am not pleased with you,' then here I am. Let him do to me what seems good." David entrusted the future to God. Finally, Hushai the Archite came to meet David. The king sent him back to Jerusalem to act as a spy and frustrate Ahithophel's counsel. As David fled, Absalom entered Jerusalem. The rebellion had begun. Next comes 2 Samuel 16, where humiliation, betrayal, and divided loyalty intensify as David flees and Absalom consolidates power.